Alright, so these are my paints. They're not the most expensive paints, but they get the job done. I'm going to start here by filling in the background color or the negative space. I'm mostly using teal and aquamarine, and here I'm using a paper plate as a palette. Gotta dust it off a little bit. I bought a good tube of white paint, and there's my brush, my favorite brush, and the water bucket. Now I just want to make sure that all of the blue color is off of my brush, so I'm just going to dab it right here, making sure the water comes back clear around it. Now I'm going to be mixing the white and the yellow to start blocking in my warm hues. Even the tiniest bit of blue gets mixed in with your yellow, and you're going to start to see that it turns a little bit greenish, so I'm just trying to keep the yellow color pure here. As you'll see, I'm just playing with different kinds of brush strokes. I want to be really expressive in this portrait, using all the colors of the rainbow. Alright, next up is orange. I love how the color looks straight from the tube here, and I'm just blocking in some very solid colors. If you don't like how it turns out, you can always paint over it. Something that really helps me with getting in the flow is definitely music, especially this type of genre of music, it's classified a lot of different things, but you can find playlists like this on YouTube if you just search Tropical Summer Deep House. Anyway, here we go. We're going in with red now. If you squint your eyes, you can see the contrast in the colors. So some colors appear darker than others, like you can see the yellow is very light. And the red and the orange is just a little bit darker than the yellow. So it's a happy medium. You also want to make sure your water bucket is clean because that can also affect the color of your paint. Alright, here I have mixed my darkest shadows. So that's a mix of dark purple and ultramarine blue. I'm really going for contrast now. I really want to make this lion pop with using the dark and the light next to each other. The eyes of the subject are always my favorite part to paint, so I just want to save it for last. I want to make sure that I am in love with every part of the painting before moving on to the eyes. It really helps to look at your painting from different distances. Put down your brush, back up from the painting, and go back in, and you can work real close, but you don't want to get too caught up in the details all the time. I also like to change my perspective, whether it's propped up against a wall or on an easel. But here I'm putting it straight in my lap so that I can easily work on these highlights. You'll also notice here I changed my brush to a small round brush. I think adding in whiskers on animals is one of the hardest parts for me about painting. We're getting to the end here where we're adding in our final swatches of color. And most importantly, dotting the highlights on the eyes at the end. That is what makes the painting come to life. Alright, that's all for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if there's something that you want me to demonstrate with my creative process.